Hi, Rohan. Hi, Rohan. Am I audible?
Hi, Sudeep.
Hi, Rududa.
Hi, Rohan, Mehak. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
So, New Delhi Toastmasters is the one where we have it in the Himachal Bhavan. Is that the club?
Well, I'm not aware of that. I don't know. I'm a new member actually.
Oh, okay. So, I think there are a few clubs. Like one is New Delhi and another is Central Delhi, South Delhi. So, like that, we have quite a few clubs in Delhi.
Yes, we have South Delhi, West Delhi, I think so.
So I forgot which club I went to. It was there in Himachal Bhavan around 2019. So I attended just one meeting there.
afternoon, everybody.
Hello everyone.
Aditi, all the best.
Toastmaster Adnan, you free to start?
Hello
Yes, we can start.
everyone.
Okay. What deeply?
You let me know when to start, right?
Yeah, we can start. Time.
Okay, great. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope I'm audible and clear. We welcome you to a beautiful afternoon with the rainy weather. And what could be better than having the same as the theme of the day? Well, whenever I think of rains, I remember the nursery rhyme we used to recite in school. Rain, rain, go away, come another day. Little Tommy wants to play. The feelings are still the same, only that the mood has changed. Well, the fear of the muddy water, clogged roads, overfull traffic, that is what fears us today. But nevertheless, rains are always welcome. And with that, I would like to open the meeting and declare recite the three housekeeping rules that we always have and we need to follow as Toastmasters. Rule number 1, we need to put our phones on silent. Rule number 2, when a speaker is speaking, please make sure that you're on mute, and if you have any questions, either raise your hand using the icon, emoticon, which is in the Zoom, or in reality, raise your hands. And rule number 3, avoid talking about religion, caste, sex, and politics. Let me now recite the Toastmasters mission statement. At Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And with all my heart and a rainy weather to surround, I hand over the virtual stage to our president, Toastmaster Adnan.
Thank you, Toastmaster deeply. And it is a pleasure from you how you start the meeting. And today we have a meeting, which is we have a meeting with Infinity Toastmasters Club, and I have my fellow president Toastmaster Sudeep. Please join me to put the meeting in order.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adnan, for this wonderful introduction. So with this, I would like to thank both the club's organizers to organize this such a wonderful joint meeting. So I would request everyone to please give a big round of applause for both the coordinators. Thank you so much for Adnan. So let me mind just then I will hand over to you, Toastmaster Adnan. So about the public speaking, I believe we have some myths about the public speaking club. The first, that to appear to be the good in a public speaking forum, we have to be a fluent in our language. The second thought we all have in our mind, that to be a public speaker, we need to be an extrovert, or we need to go to the peoples and have to love the peoples. And the third and the most common myth that we have in our mind, that we have to start early, because early we start because it needs the more practice. And today I say these all three myths are totally wrong. All it requires that you have to love your content, not love the people. Whatever you are speaking, you have to just know what you are speaking. The second thing, you don't have to be fluent in English. You just have to be that much confident about your speaking. And the third and the most important, there is not an early or a later stage. Whenever you feel the right time, you can start it. So with this positive message, I would like to thank each and every individuals present in meeting to have to take your time out and come us and join us with this lovely joint meeting. With this, I would like to hand over to you, Toastmaster Adnan, to take the meeting forward. Over to you, Toastmaster Adnan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Devi. You're indeed, everything you said is indeed right. All we need to do is to focus on our content and just show up. So let me just put this meeting in order. I announced this meeting in order, so it started now. So before coming to Toastmasters meeting every week, I think of something that can motivate people to set the tone, and you have already did that. But today I was thinking, what does rain has to offer us as a motivator? So I thought about, when we think about rain, we are amazed and we usually appreciate the beauty of it. But there is a big struggle going on behind the particular rain that we get. It's like the sun is involved in this process. It's called the rain cycle, some scientific term, but I'll try to be more philosophical about it. That when you see a rain is going on, there is a lot of struggle, a lot of months of preparation going on behind that particular rain. So just like that, every Toastmaster meeting has a big efforts behind the meeting. Not just no, there are not just effort when we are going on the meeting, but there are also a lot of things that we put, the speakers, the role players, everyone put behind the meeting. So with that, let me move forward. Let me have the pleasure to introduce that if we have any guest today. And we have a guest, Toastmaster Rashmi. Thank you very much for writing name guest in front of your name. So Toastmaster Rashmi, how you got to know about us and a little intro of yours.
Hello everyone, my name is Rashmi. Actually, I'm in the place of Haryana and my area is very it's very having issues. This is the reason, because this is the only reason I have not become official member of yours, Toastmaster. And I have been very मतलब मैं आपको काफी टाइम से जानती हूँ लेकिन अटेंड नहीं कर me here.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster.
That's it.
Although there's some technical glitch, but I got your point. And thank you very much. It's our pleasure to have you here. You can keep joining us, and
Thank you.
Toastmaster Renu will also explain you all the things that you can actually join the meeting without being physically present, because we are having online meetings these days. So do we have any other guest?
Yes. Sorry?
No, it's okay.
Sorry?
No, it's all right. Is there any other guest? And please take part in the table topic. Speaker will be our pleasure. So we have another guest, Toastmaster Uma Shankar. How you got to know about us, and a little intro of yours. You have a familiar face. Do I know you somewhere?
Hello. Good afternoon. I have heard about this Toastmaster a few days back, and I came to know about New Delhi Toastmasters, that this is a new club which has opened. And I'm not aware that what is this Toastmaster is. So I'm looking forward to learn about Toastmasters and specifically how we conduct the meetings and all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Uma Shankar. I hope you like the meeting. And do we have any other guests? They can come forward. Is there any other guest to whom I can have the pleasure to introduce? I really like to.
Hello. Hi.
Yes, Kanchan, how you got to know us? And
Yeah. Hello. Hello to everyone. And I got to know about Toastmaster by my husband. He is a member of English Toastmasters. And I attend the meetings earlier for 2 to 3 times. And I'm a member of Hindi Toastmasters too.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So we're really thankful to have you here, and we're also really thankful to your husband to introduce us to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So anyone else, any other guest who are left? All right. So let's start the meeting. Today we have the Toastmaster of the day. So first, it's a debutant role. So first, I would like to all to switch on your mics and applaud loudly for her and show her some energy. So please switch on your mics. So I want to hear the sound of your claps. So let's start. Let's call the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adnan, for such a warm welcome. Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. So, as we all know, the theme for today's meeting is rain, the monsoon season. So, let me brief about you first what monsoon is. The monsoon season brings much needed relief in the form of pleasant rain after the scorching heat has taken its toll. Its subtle chills and the cool winds brings the temperature so much more makes the temperature so much more bearable, isn't it? And with such a lovely weather, we all have an excuse to make some lip smacking snacks with some chai and pakoras, tea and some lip smacking snacks, isn't it? And we have all have welcomed this season just in the same way. And I believe that we will continue to welcome it in the same manner. First, let me tell you that this monsoon season has been divided into 3 phases. Well, before telling the phases, first I would like you all to play a game. It's a very small game. It's called Never Have I Ever. And I know you all must be well equipped with the rules, but let me brief about it. I'm going to list some of the things, and then you have to pick or you have to just sip imaginary tea because we don't have tea. So we can have an imaginary tea if you have done those things. So just let me tell the first is never have I ever danced in the rain. So if you all have done this thing, you can just have a sip of your imaginary tea. Well, please switch on your videos, everyone. Okay, so I can see that most of you have done this thing. The second thing, never have I ever tried to catch raindrops on my tongue. Well, have you done this thing? You can have your imaginary tea. Okay, the third thing, never have I ever collected grain in the bucket, collected rainwater in the bucket. I am sure you all must have done those things in your childhood. Well, it was a very lovely game. Let's move forward. Let's move forward to the next segment. First, I would like to introduce you that what a Toastmaster meeting looks like. It has 3 segments. The first one is of the prepared speech section, where each speaker, where the 3 speakers is required to speak according to the project provided by the Toastmaster International. The next is the table topic session, where each speaker is required to speak on the topic given, not more than 2 minutes. The third is the evaluation that we all need to improve upon. So now I would like to call upon the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Rudradev, to invite all the role players and to give and to make the team familiar with all the role players to us. So Toastmaster Rudradev, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Mehak, as the Toastmaster of the day, and good afternoon, everyone. I am the general evaluator of the day, and just like rain that comes every season, I come at the end of every meeting to help us all improve. And it should feel like a calm, soothing way for us to learn more about ourselves. So, general evaluation is in a way I help you self reflect. I am a mirror for you to understand what things you have done well, so that you can repeat those things in the next meeting, or you can work upon them or reinforce them in your personality. And the things that you can do better, I help you understand, identify, and find a way to remediate them. I am not alone in this task. As you can see, that the entire evaluation section is so important that a person alone does not do it. So I have my team of evaluators who will be doing it with me, and my team of auxiliary role players. So I have a big army, and I'm going to coordinate between them. So the evaluators will be introduced by our Toastmaster of the day. Let me introduce my auxiliary role players. So first and foremost, we have our timer who tells us when the rain will come and when it will not. Toastmaster Nikesh. So Nikesh, would you like to explain your role to everyone?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Good afternoon to all dear guests and dear Toastmasters present in this meeting. Today, I'm going to play the role of timer. And as a timer, I have a task to time all the speakers and help them to complete their speeches within the allotted time limit. To do that, I have 3 cards. The green card, pardon, 1 second. Is it visible?
You'll have to change your background for green to be visible.
Switch off your background, yeah, for now.
Okay, just a second. Or allow me to share the screen if, okay, yeah. No, it has been allowed. To do that, I have 3 cards. The green card, the yellow card, and the red card. The green card will be flashed at the minimum level of allotted time, the yellow card at mean level of allotted time, and the red card at maximum level of allotted time. Suppose a speaker is giving his prepared speech and the allotted time is of 5 to 7 minutes. The green card will be flashed at 5th minute, yellow at 6th minute, and red at 7th minute. I will keep flashing this red card till the speaker is on the podium or using the mic to speak. There is a grace period of 30 seconds both on upper and lower hand side for prepared speeches as well as evaluation section. But there is only grace period of 30 seconds only on upper hand side for table topic speeches. I will submit my report whenever called upon. Till then, over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. And that was a very detailed report, covered all the points. So well done, Nikesh. Now let me call upon our counter, Toastmaster Adnan, to present or explain his role in today's meeting. So Adnan, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. So, DTM Rudro, it was Saujanya who is the counter.
Sorry, yes.
So, going with the theme, for example, if you are going for an interview and suddenly the rain starts heavily, you get drenched and you are facing the interviewer. I'm sure all of you will agree with me. It will be going to be a disaster of an interview if you get drenched. Similarly, whenever you are speaking with your audience or the listener, if you use too many words or filler words or crutch words, you may seem as an inconfident or not so good speaker. So as an counter, I will be noting down the filler words and the crutch words which will be used by the speakers. Filler words such as and crutch words such as so, you know, but, I mean, and so on and so forth. I will present my report at the end of the meeting when the general evaluator asks me to do so. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Shaujanya. And you demonstrated a very good example of not using crutch words. Whenever you have that propensity to use it, use a pause instead. So well done there. And I hope everyone else will emulate that and you will find a tough time to get our count for everyone. So all the best to all the speakers. Next, may I request Toastmaster Adnan as the grammarian to explain his role.
Well, thank you, General Evaluator. And also thank you, Toastmaster Sojanya, for coming forward as the accounter. Or even I got a little scared that did I had to do accounter or the grammarian. So let me start by telling you something about rain. That I, like most people, I also love this season the most, the rainy season. And every time rains come, me and my cousins go on the roof and take a rain bath. That's the most lovely thing that we do. We are doing this from childhood and we are still not stopping. And I hope we don't stop till we get old, or even when we get old, we'll still take bath in the rains. So as the grammarian, my role is to note down the good and the bad usage of English grammar language. And I'll tell you what good and bad usage you did in the evaluation session. And also let me remind you all that any use of any other than English language, any other language like Hindi or anyone is not allowed. If you have to use it, you also need to translate it afterwards. Let me also introduce you the word of the day. Let me share the screen to do that. Okay, so the word of the day is content. It means it's an easy one, so I want you all to use it. It means to be in a state of peaceful happiness or satisfied. Some examples of it are: she was content with her life as it was. And you can use the other form of content. This is an adjective. You can use noun too, like contentment. He believes that people can find peace and contentment in living simply. And here's a trivia for you guys. In the famous movie Matrix, there was a scene where Keanu Reeves' character Neo was offered a choice between a blue pill that will keep him in a clueless but contented world, a dream of state, and a red pill that will relieve the world's harsh realities to him. So this is the word of the day, and you can all use it. Whenever anyone use it, please give him a thumbs up, everyone. You can give a thumbs up on your video, or virtually we have an option on the Zoom. So let me ask you guys, do you have any sentence? Like I have a sentence with this, that whenever I see there's a rain, my heart get contented. So I'm giving you a chance right now if you want to use it. Anyone?
May I?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, we must feel contented despite all ordeals in life.
That is perfect. And there's a thumbs up for you. So you can use it throughout the meeting. So I'll submit my report in the evaluation session. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Adnan. And for all other states in life, we should stay contented, but our personal growth should always be in a state of continuous growth. So, Adnan, I would also request you to come up again for the role of active listener if you'd like to explain that to everyone.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm already here. So as the active listener, my job is to listen to each one of you very carefully. And at the time of General Evaluator, I'll come again. Then I'll come again as the active listener, and I'll quiz you how actively you guys were listening throughout the meeting. So it will be a fun session for you guys, and your active listening skills will be tested. So that's all. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, everyone who explained their roles so beautifully. Now, let me go back to my work and note down whatever things we can find from the session. Until then, I hand over the podium in the hands of our very capable Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mehak. Over to you to take the session forward.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rudradev. That was indeed a very deceptive form of your tag team. Now, let's come back. So, as I was saying, that the monsoon season is divided in three phases. The first one, let's come to the first one. That is of the excitement, relief, and respite from the heat of the sun. It is not just a season, but a whole sack of feelings of happiness, of spending time together with our loved ones and cherishing some tea and pakoras. Well, now let's sit back. Let's do the same thing. Let's sit back and let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy this season because we have entered the first phase of it. So let's sit back and let's listen to the three beautiful speeches of the gifting speakers. So let's begin with our first segment, that is the prepared speech section. So without wasting any time, let me invite our first speaker, that is Toastmaster Renu Mittal. But before inviting Toastmaster Renu, may we have Toastmaster Renu's evaluator, Toastmaster Abhishek, the evaluator of Toastmaster Renu. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Madam TMOD. Today, our first prepared speaker of the day is pursuing Project 2, Level 3 under Motivational Strategy Pathway. The purpose of the project is for the speaker to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Timer, please note that the time limit or the speech length should be between 5 and 7 minutes. I would like to wish our speaker all the best. Over to you, Madam TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhishek. Please welcome Toastmaster Renu Mittal. Connect with storytelling. Connect with storytelling, Toastmaster Renu Mittal. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Mehak. My time starts now. The fear of death and the process of aging. Are these two the most frightening facts for every single soul on this earth? Tell me, who wants to age or die? Do you, or you? I'm sure none of us. But friends, the tragedy is, though these two words are never aspired or appreciated, still they come along with the very first breath of us and stay until we breathe our last. Despite our utter dislike, they have become our constant companions. A very good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear friends. Today I'm not here to sing saga of the eternity of this mighty death, but how one should live until it comes. I want to share two small stories with you. One is of the greatest, bravest, and the fiercest general of Roman Empire. Any guesses?
Nero.
Wow, wonderful. Wrong guesses. So this is one day of Caesar's life. This is Julius Caesar. Caesar has returned to Rome after defeating King Pompey's sons in a long battle and has brought a great booty to his country. All the citizens and senators are preparing for a grand reception of the beloved leader and have decided to crown him king today. Caesar goes to his palace and gets ready to come to the Senate house. There comes his wife Calpurnia, and she asks him not to step out of the house today and reasons she has seen a very horrible dream last night. She saw a big statue of Caesar with hundreds of spouts all gushing out blood. All the senators laughing and washing their hands merrily in his blood. Of course, it was an ominous dream. But you know, Caesar, he laughs at it and says, Calpurnia, cowards die many times before their death, but valiant taste death never but once. If today is the day fixed for my death, nothing can change it. Caesar shall go forth. Very proudly, he goes to the Senate house and gets assassinated by the conspirators and one of his loyalist friends, Marcus Brutus. Friend, this is Caesar, or we can say our soldiers, who willingly go into the mouth of cannon for the bubble reputation of their country, embrace death, but mark their name in history and live up to the last tick. My second story is of a very simple, ordinary man, Yen Li, in his late 20s, leading a happy and contented life with his wife and two small kids in a small village of China. One day, a famous astrologer comes to his village who is well known that none of his predictions had ever failed. All the villagers line up to know about their life, wife, kids, and future prospects. But when Yen Li's turn comes, he puts up a strange question: the mode of his death. The astrologer suggests him to change the question as the answer might disappoint him. But no, Yen Li only wants to know how he would meet his end. The astrologer predicts that he would soon die in an accident. Now Yen Li gets terrified to his wits, starts weeping bitterly, and urges him to find out any solution how he would dodge death for at least 20-30 years, as his kids were yet too young. The astrologer, again after making concise calculations, predicts if he could avoid accident, he could live up to 100 years. Wow! Now Yen Li is on cloud 9. Very happily, he comes to his house and narrates the whole tale to his wife and declares now onwards he would not step out of the house and locks himself inside. 2 years pass. Nothing happens. One day, Yen Li is alone at home. Standing on a ladder, he is nailing a portrait into the wall. All of a sudden, with a jerk, the ladder breaks. Yen Li falls on the ground, hammer hits his head, and he dies on the spot. No scheme could spare him. He always feared the unforeseen future and died much before the last click. Friends, after hearing these two stories, I have a question. Don't you feel that we all are Yen Lis only? Never ever satisfied with the present lot and always gripping for what we have not? Oh my God, I have got 7 years old Punto car and my friend drives Audi 4 Series? Not fair. Rita wears, Ritu wears. I see me in global, they say, very poor. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Not only for the materialistic things, but also for the race, how to define age. Our dearest cine star Sridevi, the Cleopatra of our country, the finest actress, blessed with world's booties, had only one obsession in her life. Anyhow, to get back the glory of her prime. And she underwent 29 cosmetic surgeries on her face. But still, could she turn the tide of time? Guys, don't we also do the same? Knowingly, we cannot make any change. We always try to escape fate. Don't we all know death is our final destination? But generally, how do we show? No, this won't happen with me. This is for Mr. Sharma, Mrs. Sharma, Tina Milania, Chunumu, WW, etc., 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 and etc. And life passes just like this. But the crux is, when everything is destined, why worry? Why not leave sorrow and live life as if there is no tomorrow? Who knows? Kal ho na ho. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Renu. That was indeed a very wonderful speech.
Thank you, dear.
Now, I would request every one of you to please put your valuable feedbacks in the chat section. You all have 30 seconds to do so. Thank you so much. Yes, moving on to the next speaker. Moving on to the next speaker, speaker number 2, that is Toastmaster Rajesh, who will be delivering his level 1 project 2 from the path persuasive influence. But before that, let me invite his evaluator, Toastmaster Uma Shankar. Toastmaster Uma Shankar, the stage is yours. Please provide the project details of the speaker.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks a lot, Toastmaster of the Day, Mehak. So today, Toastmaster Rajesh will be delivering a speech, which is from Pathways Persuasive Influence. It's from Level 1, Project 2, and Project 2 has got two sub speeches. So one speech has been already delivered by the speaker. The same speech is supposed to be delivered again after improving on the feedback which was given on the first speech. So it's a repetition of last speech after inculcating the feedback. The time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes, and I'm sure that Rajesh will deliver a fantastic speech. All the best, Rajesh. Over to you, Mehak.
Please put your hand together for Toastmaster Rajesh. The act of branding, Toastmaster Rajesh. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehak. Good evening and warm welcome, everybody. Before I begin my speech, let me narrate a small story. So, back in my college days, I used to bunk a lot of classes. I and my friends used to bunk, maybe sometimes go out to movies, or sometimes, most of the times, we used to sit in the parking lot. When we were in the parking lot, we used to notice our seniors. So it just happened that we and our seniors had different time so that they do not drag. But then we used to sit in the parking lot and just time pass. But then we used to notice one particular senior. She had dark curly hair, beautiful eyes. And what's more beautiful than her was the way she used to drive her car. She used to roam into the parking lot in such a fast and swift way. And then she used to suddenly pause. We all used to look at and when all right, so she used to park her car and then we all used to look at her. What was more lovely was how she used to drive the car, and then I fell in love. No, not with the senior, but with the car itself. Half a decade later, I own this car, Maruti Swift. Every time I see the ads of Maruti, I feel like, okay, wow, what a brand this is. And that's how I fell in love with the brand Maruti. But then, dear friends, haven't you all heard of ads that have manipulated us into buying things? When I sing this song, washing powder Nirma, I'm sure every one of you have heard this song. What they did is beautifully crafted what the product wants to sell into a song and put it in the ears of people, so on, over the years again and again. And when we actually go into supermarket, we feel the familiarity of the brand and we just buy it, right? Does it not happen with everyone, right? So that's what brands do. Before I go further, let me just narrate few taglines. I would want the audience and the guests to either say it out or type it in the chat. I'll say a tagline and I want you to name the brand. All right, let's do it. So if I say, just do it.
Nike.
Nike. Right, all right. So if I say, If I say the taste of India,
Amul.
yeah, that's right, Amul. And say, if I say dash is the secret of my energy or our energy, Boost, right? So see, that's what brands do. That's the power of branding. So things we hear, things we look at, and then when we notice them, we feel familiar, and then we buy it. Such is the power of branding. But then, are brands limited to only companies? No, brands are not just limited to companies. Brands can be for people as well. That's what personal branding is. My dear friends, let me just tell you a fact. Have you all heard of Cleopatra? I'm sure most of you have heard. Cleopatra is called epitome of beauty of her time, right? But then, do you know that she belonged to 7th century BC? And funnily, English came into existence in 7th century AD. That's 14 centuries before even English got into existence. She had a brand of her own. Such is the power of branding. When we look at icons, say if I say Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos or even Narendra Modi, don't they have their own kind of aura? So if I wear a stethoscope, you'd perceive me as a doctor. Isn't that what you would see? A stethoscope in a person's neck? Yeah, this person could be a doctor. That's a personal branding. But then, is it limited to only people? No, it can also be to characters in the movies. For example, I'm sure most of you have seen the movie Batman. If you notice the character Joker carefully, he is agent of chaos. So he has only one purpose in his life. He's content when he is destroying everything around him. So he calls himself, if I introduce a little anarchy, I become the agent of chaos. So he has the way he dresses, the way he looks, and the way he acts. He has his own kind of aura. That's called as villainism for some and saint for many. All right. So, but then can an ordinary person like me, you, or anybody have a brand of their own? Of course they can. Say, if I say that TM Mehak is a kind person, she has an aura of kindness around her that becomes her brand. Say, if I say Toastmaster Uma Shankar is a rich person, it means the way he looks or the way he appears or the kind of aura he has that makes him look and feel rich. That's the kind of brand he's carrying around himself. Say, if I say Toastmaster Adnan has a melodious voice, probably people would think him as a singer. That's the kind of effect the branding has. So what you want to be or what you want to become is what the kind of aura you would create around you. That becomes your brand. So what kind of brand you want to be? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajesh. Well, now you have 30 seconds to please put your valuable feedbacks in the comment section. You can even send a direct message to Toastmaster Rajesh. Thank you so much, everyone. Now let's welcome our third speaker, Toastmaster Deepti. Toastmaster Deepti is following the level 1 project 2 from the path motivational strategies. But before inviting Toastmaster Deepti, let us have her evaluator, Toastmaster Sudeep. Toastmaster Sudeep, the stage is yours. Please provide the project details of the speaker.
Toastmaster Sudeep, we cannot hear you.
You might need to leave and rejoin once. So why does maybe we can have the TMOD or Deepthi read out the objective and then we can move forward. If Sudeep is there.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much. So the speaker in particular is going to present her level 1 project 2 from the fast-paced motivation strategies. The purpose is of this project is for the member to present his speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to the second speech. Timer, please note the time limit of the speech will be from 5 to 7 minutes. This, all the best to the speaker. Over to you, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Deepthi. If not now, then when. If not now, then when. Toastmaster Deepthi, all the best. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehak. If not now, then when? Well, there's a word for it in the dictionary. It's called procrastination, which means delaying or postponing. Dear Toastmasters, raise your hand with me if you are struggling with the habit of procrastination. So for the others who are not raising their hands, either they're procrastinating it right now or they're too good. Well, all of us procrastinate. In fact, oftentimes we think things that we never get done. How about the job opportunity that you didn't follow upon? Or those words that you left unsaid? Or probably that message that you didn't deliver? That email that you did not send? Well, what do? We just remain stuck to it. We might have big dreams, bigger or greater vision, and even bigger or greater ideas. But in the same coin, we have big troubles. We have bigger problems and even greater obstacles. What do we do then? We just remain stuck. We let these things be untouched. And time just passes by. We age. My dear friends, I asked you why. And as I asked you why you procrastinate, I look at the 3 fingers that are pointing towards me and urge me to look inside why I procrastinate. And you know what? The reasons I found? I call them fuss. F stands for fear. Fear of failure. Fear of what will people say. Fear of everything around you, of change. U, of being unclear what to do. Is it just self-doubt? Or is it probably the skill that I lack? And S stands for the relief from the stress that I feel when I push things aside. That aha moment, that okay, I'll do it an hour later. Well, but where does this fuss take you? Really nowhere. And I was facing a similar challenge until I read the story of this young woman. Let me share it with you. This young working woman, almost in her 35 years of age, was a happy lady. She was content. She had a loving family. She had a job that she liked. She was happy. Everything was great. And she and her family were enjoying the birth of their second child. Until when things started taking a different turn. You know what happened? The sleepless nights that she spent with her young children took a toll on her work. Their ill health or health issues insisted that she takes days off from work. The 2-hour long journey to her office, it broke her back. But she endured. She continued in the same job. Do you know why? She feared that she will not get another job like this one. She was unclear of what she should do. She was relieved of the stress that made her hope for a better tomorrow. But not until the day she realized that there's actually really no tomorrow. She stood up against all odds. She quit her job. She applied at umpteen places. And finally, she got a job she liked. They paid her better. And what more? She was asked to do work from home for 3 days in a row. Friends, she fought against the fear. She broke the habit of procrastination. If she can do it, why not us? That's the question I have. So today, let's promise that we will break this habit of procrastination. We will make a change in our lives. We will speak the unspoken words. We'll hit the send button of that email. We'll follow up that job opportunity to the nth time. That is what we'll promise today, now. You know why? Because right here, right now, hai sama ye yahan. Right here, right now, hai pal hum jahan. Bhul jao, muskurao, reh na paaye, baat baki. Right here, right now is all we have. Let's stand up. Let's pledge. Let's promise. Let's be free from the habit of procrastination. Because, my dear friends, if not now, then when? Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Wow, Toastmaster Deepti, it was really a wonderful speech. And I really promised that I would break the habit of procrastination. And I believe that each one of us will definitely follow this promise. Please provide your valuable feedbacks in the chat box, and you can even send it directly to Toastmaster Deepti. You all have 30 seconds to do so. Thank you so much, everyone. Timer, I hope that there was no disqualification.
Everyone has qualified.
Okay, thank you so much. Now let's move forward. First of all, I would like everyone to vote for the best speaker. So can we have the ballots for the best speaker? Toastmaster Adnan, would you put the ballot for the best speaker, or Toastmaster Deepti, would you do so?
I can share if Deepti.
If you have them ready, Toastmaster Adnan, you can share. Otherwise, we'll do it in the next segment.
Okay, I have shared. I'm sharing.
Okay, thank you.
You can all vote except for the co-host. The co-host can send me personally their votes. So we're left with 5 more people. Okay, so just 4 people. Okay, we have 78%. Please vote. Okay, so I'm ending the votes now.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Adnan. Well, now let's move forward. You all, you all are familiar with the first phase of the monsoon, that was of the excitement and relief. Now let's come and move forward to the second phase, that is of all those hitches and glitches caused by the rains, the potholes flowing with the water all over, the flying dust, stagnant water, damaged roads, and traffic boats. Well, I'm sure all of you can relate it to. Well, I think we all have some sweet and sour memories with monsoon season. Let me go first. I have a very fond memory of it with this monsoon. When once I was at my grandmother's place, we all it started to rain, and we all know that how the off-season rain is a blessing in disguise. It started to rain. We all went in the balcony and we started to dance. When suddenly we realized that all the passerbys and the neighbors were looking at us, and maybe they were laughing and talking about us. We were very much in shame and we just went inside. Well, at that time, my nanny, our grandmother, made us realize that let them watch. You are dancing for yourself, and it's for your happiness that you are doing so. It does not matter what they say or what they do. You just enjoy. And then, guess what? Next, we started dancing again with the speakers on and let everyone watch who was watching. So, this was my memory. I'm sure you all will be having some monsoon memories too. So, let's have someone. Well, please nominate yourself. I would really love to listen to your memory with the monsoon.
May I?
Yes, Toastmaster Renu. Please go ahead.
Like you, Mehak, I'm so sorry. Is there any time limit as well?
No, just you can keep it a brief because we have to move to the next segment too.
All right. So my memories about the monsoon has not been as pleasant as were yours, Mehak. 5 years back, almost it's been 6 or 7 years. Like in the rainy season only, we went to Kashmir, and in the beginning only it started little pitter patter only. So we were enjoying a lot. But next day, that pitter patter to the shape of started raining cats and dogs. And for almost a week, it was such a violent rainfall that it drowned the whole Kashmir. There was such a massive flood, and we all got entrapped. We were all stuck up in a hotel's room only. It was really like we were witnessing death all the time. So it was such a, like these pitter patters, they're always not so sweet. If they are not, if they cannot be bridled properly, they can take the shape of a huge flood. And from there, how to survive, that is really a big challenge. And we also had to suffer a lot. Like we just escaped only like with the help of army people and all that. We had to stay at the army base camp as refugees. And it was really a very, very sorrowful journey. Like this is, we can say, so this is our next birth only. And so this, whenever I see so like heavy rainfall, I feel like, oh my God, those same sorrows, these same, unpleasant memories again erupt. And I feel like again, there will be no flood, something like this. So it's not always very pleasant. Anybody who suffers or who encounters these kind of things, so that can be a everlasting memory. So that is really, this is what happened with me.
Yes, that's really true, Toastmaster Renu. And I think that it has been the cause every year we can see people dying, and there are many type of floods, droughts being happening in the places. But thank God that we all are safe and secured. So anyone else who want to share their memory? Yes, Toastmaster Sujar, you want to share your memory? Yeah, okay. Actually, I'm not able to see your full name.
Okay. Toastmasters Saujanya.
Okay.
So when I was a child, I used to really pray that it should rain very heavily so that roads and everything fills up, and the roads are like rivers, so that I can throw my boat, paper boat, and now my kid has also started that habit. So and we used to really go, and when I grew a little younger, I used to go for swimming in the means in Kolkata. But now when I see those huge rains, I means feel sorry for all the businessmen, the damage that it does. So that is my memory. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sujanya. I think that is everywhere. The rain have caused, we all have some sweet and sour memories with the rain. It causes hitches and glitches everywhere, I think. Any other one who want to share their memory? Toastmaster Adnan, would you like to share?
Well, there is always a lot about rain, and yes, excessiveness of anything is dangerous. But as I see people in Delhi, they're always waiting for the rain. When it's sunny season, they're asking when there will be rain. When there is a rain, they say when will rain stop and winter season will come. And winter season, they're feeling a lot cold. And then I ask when will winter end and summer will come. So every season is really good in its own way. So I love every season, but most of them is rain. So, and the best thing about is sitting there and looking out. It's raining. There's a movement of water, and it relaxes the mind. So that's from my side.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adnan. Yes, it's true that every season has its own benefits. Now, let's move on to the second session of the meeting, that is the table topic section. The table topic master of the day is Toastmaster Saurav. So let's invite on stage Toastmaster Saurav. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, Mr. General Evaluator, my fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. I will be playing Table Topic Master for today's session. And being a Table Topic Master, I will facilitate the Table Topic section. Here, Toastmaster and guest will have a topic, and you can talk on the topic by thinking on your feet for 1 to 2 minutes. A 30-second grace period will be allowed on the upper side. So time will be, you have to talk for 1 minute to 2 minutes, 30 seconds to get qualified. Guest will have the opportunity to change the topic once if they feel so, but make sure that once you change the topic, you can't come back to earlier topic. Our Toastmaster won't enjoy this opportunity, but I hope no one will need this opportunity because topic is very easy and you all can very comfortably can speak on this topic. I would also request to use word of the day as maximum as possible, as introduced by our grammarian team, Adnan, and that's content. So word of the day for today is content. If any volunteer out there, I will give them first opportunity. If no one wants to volunteer, I will choose any one of you as per my choice. Anyone out there, you can volunteer yourself in the chat box. I can see any name, so okay. Toastmaster Punit, are you out there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Punit. So
Are you ready for that? I'm providing you the topic. Okay. So your topic is the sound and smell of rain. The sound and smell of rain.
Thank you, Mr. TMOD. Rain, what a season it is. So if you see, we really have any memories of summer season or winter season. The monsoon is a season where it's an action-packed season where you have different kind of memories as we see and discussed in the previous session. Similarly, the smell and sound of rain is something which is mesmerizing and which attracts me a lot. And rather, I would like to have a rain ball in my house when I build one. So this is something which is really, and the first smell of sand from the rain, from the first rain in the rainy season is something we all awe for. Recently in this monsoon season also, when it was the first time it rained, the smell of the rain was something which we were dying to have a feel of it. And the same, that feeling is something which is unimaginable. Whereas obviously with that rain, there comes a lot of problems and a lot of issues. Rather, I would wanted to volunteer at that time that my office is in water since last 10 days. I have to wade through the water to reach my office every day. So this is the situation and this is the trouble I am facing. But still, rain is something I really wait for and I opt for, and the smell and the sound of rain is something which takes me to some other world. That's all from my side, Mr. TMOD. Thank you, to Master.
That's wonderful, Toastmaster Puneet. You have really put some new ideas into my brain. I had never looked at it in this way. Thank you. So our next Toastmaster to participate in table topic contest. I can see only one guest. Guest Kanchan, are you out there?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here. Actually, some network problem is there.
Okay, would you like to participate?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So your topic is rain, boon or bane? I repeat, rain, boon or bane?
Rain and?
Boon or bane?
Actually, second word.
Rain,
Yes.
boon or bane?
Actually, some technical problem is there, and
Okay, I'm repeating.
Your voices fluctuate, and
Okay, I'm typing in the chat box.
yeah, sure.
Rain, boom or bane?
Rain is good or bad?
Yes.
Yeah, it's rain. Rain is good or bad? Boon or
Yes.
bane? Yeah, okay.
Right.
Boon or bane?
Rain, good or bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. So for me, rain is always a boon, and monsoon is here, and everything around in rain is so beautiful, and I love rain and the smell of rain, and everyone. The importance of rain in human life is like nobody can live without water, and that is like rain. The rainy day immediately spread happiness and greenery over the environment. So those who love greenery and nature, who all are love rain also. It brings a smile to everyone's face,
and also gives a reason to celebrate. The I just love the smell of rain. It smells like romantic and so clean, and like nature is dancing with rain. It's look like this that, and everything around is bright, alive, and beautiful. Those who say that only sunshine brings the happiness, they had never danced in the rain. And so that I can say that rain is a boon for me, and of course, most people love the rain. Yeah, thank you so much.
That was superb. Despite being new to this game, you played that topic amazingly well. I'm sure all our club members learned something from you today as well, and we would like to see you more.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Toastmaster Saujanna, are you there? Yes, you are there. You are visible. So please unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm unmuted.
Okay. So topic for you. Does it rain when God cries? Does it rain when God cries?
So, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So, as the previous speaker also said, rain is good. So, rain is essentially good for human being. It is just that we have made the world our own playground. Means we think we can do whatever we want. We have made concrete structure, and we have made so many man-made things which has made impossible for the rain to propagate properly towards the sea, and which causes disaster. So I would say it is not at all true that when God cries, it rains, because rain is actually beneficial for everyone. It is the single most thing because of which we are able to grow crops. And if the rain is not there, you all know what can happen. Means the Saudi Arabia desert is the biggest example, or Rajasthan, which observes the minutest rains across the year. So rain brings greenery, all the trees and everything grows because of the rain, and it is a boon for the agriculture. And for India, it still contributes almost more than 45% of the GDP. And without food, we cannot survive. So in my opinion, whenever God is happy, it rains. Thank you, and over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saujanna. That line of thought had never crossed my mind. It's really great. Toastmaster Shudeep, would you like to participate if you are there?
Yeah, Toastmaster, I'm there, but some technical glitch, I could not be able to figure my video.
No issue, no issue. Your voice is also getting distorted a little, but okay. So, topic for you: with her on a beautiful rainy day. I repeat, with her on a beautiful rainy day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saurabh, for this beautiful topic. So, with her on a beautiful rainy day. So, I wish that day could come in my life when I could take my dream girl to on a rainy day where we can simply drench ourselves with the rain itself and go to some of the places where you can hang out, eat some lovely food, and can chill the weather. So this is one of the dream that I believe one of with each and every adults that we have, either we have or a boy or a girl, we always want that moment in our life. So all that requires to find that person, find that close person whom we really want in our life. Either it could be anyone, with your friend, with your any of the close family member whom you can want to spend the beautiful times with us. Because I believe this COVID also gives us some of the amount of time also to have some good time to spend with our family members, with the loved ones whom we have seen for a long time. Because we all are some of us IT professionals, some of our the school going college students, some engineering students, and many more professions are there. So we have to be there from the out of the home for a quite long time. So we could use our time as it is a rainy day itself. So whenever you get a time, just try to feel the rains, and when it drops and it touches your body, it really soothes you, and it helps you to restructure your brain, and help you to have a restart in your life. That requires whenever you at least have the privilege just to drench yourself in the rain itself, and trust me, it will give you a beautiful feeling that you have not ever faced in your life. Thank you so much, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shudeep. And we all know how romantic our Infinity Toastmaster president is, and which once again demonstrated. So now let's call the next speaker. Hi, Rohan. Are you out there?
Rohan is not here.
Okay. Okay. Then Toastmaster Adnan, grammarian as well for today's session. Okay. So topic is for you. How rainy do you like your rainfall to be? I repeat, how rainy do you like your rainfall to be?
How rainy do I like my rainfall to be?
Right.
Well, it's a good question. We actually discussed the disadvantages of rains too. That if it in some extent it's very excessive, then we have the case of floods and people get homeless. There's a big disaster if rain is not in its particular excess. So how much I like my rain to be is that much that don't hurt people. Although after every rain there is some the roads, the streets are get a bit dirty. So when you walk on them, your clothes get dirty, but that much I can handle. So at that level, I would like to have rain in my life. And after, at some point when it start hurting people, that is exactly the point I don't want it to be. And yeah, apart from that, I love everything about rain. So
Thank you, Toastmaster Adnan. And I couldn't agree more. The exactly thought I had in my mind. Thank you. Hi, Toastmaster Richa. Richa, are you there? Okay. Hope she has some technical issues. Let's call someone else. Toastmaster Nikesh.
Hi, Saurav.
Hi. Okay, so topic for you is rain and childhood memories. Rain and childhood memories.
Actually, I'm the timer. So who is going to be timer for? Okay. DTM Rudra is taking care of. My childhood memories of rain. It's a really admirable thing to discuss with. And it is quite similar with Sojourner. I also used to make boats, and I used to always make a boat with a paper and put two cylindrical structures made of paper on both side of boat so that it can travel for longer distances. And we used to have a race amongst the neighbors, childhood friends nearby, and that's very much important. And every time I did, and this is how the things go on during my childhood days, and I loved it to have a boat race. Obviously not originality, but always on paper boats. That's how the things going on. And after that I grew up, and we used to always to have dance in the rain when it first rained or first saw of the rain. That's how things gone up. That's all about my beautiful childhood stories from Foray.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikesh. It's great, and this type of nostalgic childhood memories everyone had. So it's great to remind us again our childhood days. So next. Okay, we already had 6 speakers for our table topic session, and we are, because of paucity of time, we can conclude the table topic section here. And I would request our timer to present his table topic timing report.
Just wanted to ask, who
Yes.
was the first speaker?
Okay, first speaker was Toastmaster Puneet.
Okay, so I'll share the polls.
Before sharing the polls, it would be great if our timer can share the timing report so that we can know if anyone is eligible or if anyone is not eligible because of time.
We can just ask him.
Everyone has qualified the time.
Okay.
Shall I pronounce the time also?
We can do that in the evaluation session.
Okay, fine.
Let's vote, everyone. The co-host can send me their votes on a personal. They can directly message me.
Saurabh, you are trying to say something, you are muted.
Okay, in the meantime, I would like to hand over the e-podium to our host for today's session, the table Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saurabh. It was wonderful session conducted by you, and all the topics were very much relevant. So let's move on to the next session. All's well that ends well. After a period of excitement and content, all those hitches and glitches caused due to the monsoon season 2 comes to an end. And that's the phase 3. The season comes as a relief. Now comes the autumn, where we all have to do is introspect ourselves. Introspect where we all lagged in the monsoon season and where we were very good in that season too. So let's now relax, sit back and introspect ourselves. But how can we do that? Till the time we have the feedback. So let me call upon the general evaluator, Toastmaster Rujudev, to give his feedback and tell upon the areas where we can improve upon. So I would hand over the stage to Toastmaster Rujudev.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, and it was an amazing, informative session today. We learned a lot from each other and also from the theme that you presented. Now let us begin our session of the evaluation section, and for that, let us call the evaluators of the prepared speech section one by one. So our first prepared speaker today was Toastmaster Renu, whose evaluator was Toastmaster Abhishek. May I request Toastmaster Abhishek to deliver his evaluation. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Steve Jobs once said, the most powerful person in this world is the storyteller. And Toastmaster Renu, You really look like a very powerful person today. Good evening, all my fellow Toastmasters, guests, and of course, Toastmaster Renu. We, the Toastmasters, are all storytellers. There can never be a strong connection established without storytelling. And Toastmaster Renu, you successfully established the connection today with all of us. As soon as you started, you engaged the audience with a quick question. That was a good move. And not only that, you had also used the word of the day. That's really difficult. And I said, wow. I was on mute, but I said, wow, because it's really difficult to do so. And I know that. Secondly, you came up with two stories with different flavors, but linked with a common theme. That's really commendable. Many filmmakers might buy this idea from you to make a short film out of it. Thirdly, although in bits and pieces, but I loved your voice modulation, especially when you said weeping bitterly, or when you said was on cloud 9. That was very well done. Fourthly, I loved the way how you brought Sridevi while you were finishing. It was not a part of those two stories, but you brought Sridevi somehow. I could see few men out there already blushing. So that was a very good way to connect with your audience. Lastly, your message. It touched me. And thank you for that. Now, while I really appreciate the way you have weaved two different stories with a common theme and gifted us the same, let me get you a wrapper to make your gift look more attractive. Firstly, your eye connect. Most of the time, you are looking upside. I felt that was something distracting because we were feeling like you were not addressing us. Secondly, since you were sitting very close to the camera, sometimes your hand gestures were not visible, and in storytelling, these gestures become extremely important. So it was going out of the camera. Thirdly, you told two wonderful stories, but I was missing some interesting dialogues or props to make it more powerful, to put in more life to those characters. Also, in few of the dialogues that were already there, the voice differentiation could have been improved, or else the rich flavor of your stories get nullified. For example, when you were telling us about Julius Caesar and how he was getting ready to attend the meeting with the senators, your voice should have been more powerful, like, I know what is going to happen with me today. But somehow the monotonous way of delivery was going on. Lastly, some of your facial expressions were not in sync with the emotion of those lines. While we loved your smile throughout your speech, but when you said assassinated or hammer falling on his head and he died, the smiling expression was not going in sync. Overall, I can say that this is the best way to teach people is by telling a story, and thanks for being a wonderful teacher for us today. It was indeed a gift, and next time, just make sure to use those props, the ribbons and the gift wrappers that I provided you. I'm sure we are going to love it even more. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. And it was a wonderful, comprehensive evaluation, covered all the facts required. As an evaluator, I don't have many recommendations for you. Just a small recommendation of the summary. When you are summarizing, the way you summarized, it could fit into any evaluation. Is that if you take the recommendations, it will be great. So instead of that, if you give some hint of what you gave as a commendation and recommendation in the summary, that would help people recollect what you have said. That's just one part I wanted to emphasize on. Other than that, your opening, the transition, conclusion, they were all great. Toastmaster Renu, well done, and Abhishek has covered a lot of points. I just want you to ponder on one part is if you can have a title for the speech. I think the project title was announced by the Toastmaster of the day, connect with storytelling, but you can use a title for the speech as well if you want to give. And you don't need to announce when your time starts because it starts at your first verbal or non-verbal communication. So that might little bit lessen the impact or the engagement of the speech. So that's just a few suggestions I had. Thank you so much for the speech. Next, let me call upon the second evaluator for the second speaker, Toastmaster Uma Shankar. Uma Shankar, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. General Evaluator, Rudradev TDM. So today, Toastmaster Rajesh has delivered a speech which was about the branding. And I have done MBA in marketing, and branding is something which I really love. There are brands, we can have brands of our own, and we can also have brands which is into market and about the products. So individual as well as product, both can have brand. Let's come to Rajesh's speech. He started the speech with, first of all, with acknowledging the audience, which is absolutely necessary, then with a story. When you start a speech with a story, the audience tend to get attracted towards your story, and you want that. So that's a good way of starting your speech to get the attention of your audience member. The second aspect was about the cool and calm posture. He was like a Jain, Buddha. He was there, and then there was some interruption by Toastmaster Amanrenu. It was not intentionally, but he was not bothered at all. He smiled, paused, and then moved on. That's how you handle the interruptions. In your real life as well, there will be few things here and there, but you need to remain calm and cool. The third aspect was the kind of props he has used fantastically well. The Nike shoes he had shown you. The Amul butter was readily available, though I was waiting for the boost as well, but the boost was not. Maybe he likes Horlicks more, but nevertheless, that's how in your speech you use the product. You let audience visualize the thing along with you. Well done. Few recommendation which I would like to share. The first is about the hands movement. I saw the speaker was using hands. The hands were there, something doing, but he was here. There was no scope. You were not able to see the hands, and he was right here on our face. The hands which could have added to the message were not there. So put your camera bit far. The second is about the eye contact. Most of the times, the audience, the speaker's eye were towards the screen. You don't want that. You want audience to feel that you're looking at them. Look at the camera, it's here, not here. The audience is there. So maybe you can put a sticky over there, or you can use speakers mode. The audience will be there as a strip on the top. You will feel more comfortable. The voice modulation, this is a problem with me also, and I see that it will take time for you also, but voice modulation is definitely one area for improvement. The best part was the audience involvement. He used 3 audience members who are part of this club, which is other club for him. He used the setting to accentuate the point. It was fantastically done. I loved your speech, Rajesh. All the best for your forthcoming speeches. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Umashankar, and very comprehensive evaluation about all the points, not just the content, but the delivery. And I really felt your evaluation did justice to the speech. One thing maybe would want you to consider is if you can have like you use the CRC, so you had a few new commendations at the end. If you could also bring in a summary of the commendations and recommendations that you gave. I'm also saying it from the contest perspective because you have that summarization of 15 marks at the end on the ballot. So consider that, and maybe you can have a little bit there. But overall, it was well done. Toastmaster Rajesh, Umashankar is right. The little bit of expression, the hands would have made a lot of difference. And also the sense of wonder when you saw that Maruti Swift, or the fear that you had when the seniors were there coming to rag you, or you're sitting on the parking lot. All those things would have been enhanced a little if you showed your hands and a little bit of expression. So something for you to explore for future speeches when you go forward in the next level. Next, our final speaker was Toastmaster Deepti, whose evaluator was Toastmaster Sudeep. Sudeep, over to you for the evaluation.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. With this, I would like to thank Toastmaster Deepti for bringing such innovative and such required title. If not now, then when? What a beautiful title of your speech. That really hooked me with your speech in today's session. Let me highlight the beautiful, or I must say the glowing areas of your speech that I like the most. The first is the beautiful way of starting. At the very first beginning of your speech, you simply started by showing a piece of paper where the procrastination and the meaning of it, that's the dealing, and the postponing, that is the meaning of it, procrastination, and that was written over there. And what a beautiful way to connect to the audience from that prop itself. And after that, when you simply said that there are many emails that are keep pending in our draft box, there are many works that are keep to be completed in our wish list also. So that is the must say that the connecting moment of your speech to mine in today's session. And there are many, and then I must say there are many things also that the audience could find connecting also. So that is the best thing I like about this speech. The second thing is your content delivery. At the very when you just simply started pointing your finger to the audience, and at the very same moment you simply told them, though there are still 3 fingers are on to you. So what a required and beautiful way to simply engage the audience. And you've done a great job in that part. And after that, you simply used your storytelling skills by simply narrating the story of that young girl, young woman, and how she used this first, that is the fear, the unclear mind, and the stress relieving techniques to simply remove his procrastination. And what a beautiful and supporting story of your title today. The third and the most important thing that I liked about the speech, at the end, when you simply ended the speech, you asked each and every Toastmaster and the guest to raise your voice, to raise and start your now. And what a beautiful song, I must say, and you have a beautiful smile and a great singing skills also. So that is a beautiful conclusion, a best conclusion I find your speech. And if I give you the some of the recommendation Toastmaster Dipti, there are some would be from my end. The first would be the some of your personal stories. If I feel that if you could share some of your personal story that where you have procrastination some of the things in your personal life, in your professional life, so that it helps the audience to connect with your speech to the audience itself. So that is a really required thing in your speech. The second thing I'd like to give you the recommendation that if you use some of the words in a local language, like in Hindi, in Bengali, in any language, you try to convert in English language for the benefit of the audience itself. And the third thing, I must say to Toastmaster Dipti, if you could use some sort of a screen alignment part, because I can see that some of the hands are simply cutted, though it was visible some half part of it. So if you could some sort of a screen alignment before coming to the screen, I must say you are a beautiful speeches. We are coming to listen to you. Overall, I must say you have done a great job in winding the audience with the beautiful uses of props, and you have a great storytelling skills in you. And if you could work upon some sort of way stating your personal experience or personal stories in your content, I must say Toastmaster Dipti, we had a beautiful speeches coming from you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. General Director.
So well said, Sudeep, and thank you for bringing that evaluation, as well as Deepti for giving such an impactful speech. So throughout your speech, I was looking for things that I wanted to know about this topic, and I'd be honest that I got everything that I was looking for, and it was a well-rounded, comprehensive speech that you gave for all of us. So thank you for that speech, and this was a wonderful learning for all of us on how to give a good speech. Next, let me discuss or evaluate the session as a whole. But before I do, let me ask the timers report for the table topics and whatever is left, the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Here's the timers report. Toastmaster Renu took 7 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Rajesh took 6 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Dipti took 5 minutes 56 seconds. Toastmaster Abhishek took 3 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Uma Shankar took 3 minutes 26 seconds. Toastmaster Sudeep took 3 minutes 9 seconds. So all are qualified in both sections, prepared speeches and as well as in the evaluation section. In the table topic section, Toastmaster Punit took 1 minute 36 seconds. Guest Kanchan took 1 minute 52 seconds. Toastmaster Sajanya took 1 minute 50 seconds. Sudeep took 1 minute 44 seconds. Toastmaster Adnan took 1 minute 12 seconds. And I took 1 minute 20 seconds. That's all from my side.
Guest, did he take 32 seconds? That's what you said, right? I hope. The first guest?
First?
Yeah, first guest.
First, Toastmaster Punit. In the table topic section or which section?
Sorry. Yeah, please ignore that. I thought I heard someone speaking less than 1 minute.
No, it's all have qualified.
Okay, my mistake. Yeah, so let us go now on to the session as a whole while our voting link is launched for the rest of the speakers. So we started off at 3:01 and it's understandable because we joined in a little late, which can be avoided by opening the meeting room at 10 minutes before the meeting. So that is something we might want to take it up, but we did adapt to it and we started off very promptly and moved on to the other sections so that we made up for what we could have done better. So the Sergeant at Arms Deepthi, you started off very well. You announced the rules correctly, and everything was done within 2 minutes. You introduced the president and called him up. So very promptly, you finished your role. You spoke about the club mission, which is important, and then the president took up the role. So a few recommendations that we might want to practice, not just for the sergeant at arms, but rather what we do in the time just before the meeting. I found that it was silence, but we can do is if there are 7 8 people in the meeting room, we can use that for socializing. That way it brings out a warm environment, and in a way it exercises the skills that a sergeant at arms generally does is welcomes everyone. So sergeant at arms is supposed to be the chair of the welcoming committee, so they are supposed to speak, interact, and make people feel comfortable. If there are guests, very good, otherwise the members, so that there is a healthy conversation between them. Also, some things that are required can be sorted out at that time, the naming conventions or the videos or getting to know each other, all those things. And the second small thing to consider is the enthusiasm that comes with the sergeant at arms address. So you had that in your speech, but while the sergeant at arms address, I was looking for something that I know it doesn't come naturally to a lot of people, but that is the direction we should be looking forward to, so as to get better at this role. Like I always take Vidya Balan in that Munna Bhai Lage Raho Munna Bhai movie, where she was this radio host. She says, "Good morning, Mumbai." So that is my role model for a sergeant at arms. Wake everyone up, even if they're sleeping after a lunch. So think about it a little and see if you can work in that direction so that all of us feel energized at the start of the meeting. Next, our presidents, Adnan and Sudeep, very well done. Both of you had very impactful messages. Sudeep, dispelled the myths, what is required from a speaker or how to develop, and Adnan gave the significance of rain. And Adnan, you called the meeting to order. You then introduced all the guests that were there in the meeting, and then you introduced our Toastmaster of the day. One thing I can recommend is if you can take the guest introduction at the start, though it is some sort of a personal choice, some people prefer to do it later. But what happens is if you do it at the start, the guests feel the most important, that okay, we are there at the start and they have done our introductions first and then started the meeting. That way it can be merged with the informal interaction I was talking about at the start. So a lot of clubs do it differently. Then our Toastmaster of the day, Mehak, you had this beautiful theme and so many perspectives of rain. All the aspects of Toastmasters meeting today were linked with rain. Not just the introductions, but the roles, the sections in individual sections. Then you elaborated them in the segments in interim, and you then also had small games for audience interaction, called people up to share those experiences, and that was overall it was amazing in that respect. Just one more thing, two more things I would ask you to consider is the introduction of the role players. So some of the role players I felt that you just introduced by the name. It might be that because you don't know them, it's two different clubs, so you don't know, that's why you called them up. But rather if you could try and get to know people and introduce them by some quality of that person, one or two lines is fine. That will help people be intrigued by that person. Also the person will feel special that somebody has taken the time to introduce me. So that is something of a standard for every Toastmaster of the day. The second thing is a little more complicated, but I would ask you to consider, not just you but everyone else also in this room, is the Toastmaster of the day is supposed to be responsible to take the session along and maintain the order that is designed, or maintain the agenda that has been designed. In the agenda, there are some things I noticed the time limit was a little tight. Like the prepared speech section was allotted 20 minutes for 3 speakers, And if everyone spoke for 7 minutes, that is the maximum time, they would have crossed 20. And then there's this time to discuss the evaluation objectives, and then there are transitions, should have been given at least 30. So that thing, the Toastmaster of the day should have taken it out and considered. So and discussed with the VP Education, and of course the VP Education also has this responsibility. So both of them have to share it. But this is just something I noticed, and the time limit was till 4:34. I think the end time was 4:34. So that we could have seen. But Mehak, what I liked about your theme was you took it out so calmly, and you brought out so many good qualities that I didn't know. So I have this neutral feeling of rain, that 1 or 2 days is fine, the rest of the times it's a headache. So you brought out that positivity in rain for all of us. So well done there. Then you introduced our table topic master, Saurabh. Very well done on the topics, and I must comment on the 1 or 2 things that you have done really well. Is after description of the rules, you brought out the people who you felt were the most inactive in the meeting. That is, they are not playing any roles, or they are taking auxiliary roles like timer, accountant, grammarian. So you called everyone took them by the collar and said, no, you have to speak on the table topic, and you gave them good topics. That is, you ask them to be speaking on their own views. What do you think is required? And all of them were centered around rain. One small thing I would want you to consider is some of the topics, they are very objective. Does it rain when God cries? Now, mostly it feels like a yes or no answer. So I don't think that it rains when God cries. And then you're expected to elaborate. For some newer Toastmasters, it might feel a little closed-ended and an issue for them to speak more on a closed-ended topic. So that is just the one thing I want you to envision. So someone like with her on a beautiful rainy day, that was a topic you brought out. So it's just an example. But what if someone has no idea, they've never gone out on a date or thought about how to go out on a rainy day, or they hate rain? So for them, it's difficult to speak on that topic. So that is where I want to come up for. But I liked how you brought out those topics and you encouraged everyone to speak on it. Oh, and just one more is, if there is a guest, just see if they are understanding the topic. If not, just change it. Give them an easier topic. That will help them speak in a better way. Now, just quickly, I want to touch upon the speakers, but all the speakers, let me tell you, not just they spoke on the topic, but they also had a message, and they brought out that message in the table topic. So it's not just they just explained the topic or spoke on it and then left. So that is something I found today. It was very amazingly done. And I don't have, that is why, a lot of recommendations, but I just want to talk about the people, what they talked, so that we can all learn from that. So Puneet got the topic, the sound and smell of rain. Now deriving a message from it was really difficult, but then he got that message that sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sound and smell also can evoke different emotions, and how he justified that by saying that firstly it's a calm feeling, there are good things we get from it, and then my office is waterlogged for the past 10 days. Kanchan, your topic was rain, boon or bane, and I thought that you could not understand it, but when someone said good or bad, you got it. And then you also told us why it is you have a very tough or strong stand that nobody can live without water. So water is what comes out of rain. So we feel it's definitely a boon. So you justified it, and then you elaborated on it. So well done there. What I would have wanted is a little bit of examples of what you feel, or where you have gone with that, or what is your experience on the rain. So something on the lines of what Puneet did is whether you have felt that rain is good. Have you been in a drought affected area where rain is when you get water, or something similar? So that is what I was looking for. Sojourner also had his topic, does it rain when God cries? And then you brought out this antithesis, or this speaking against the topic, when you said that it is necessary, it's important, rain is natural. We humans have developed an aversion to rain, and that is why when God is happy, it rains, and that is why we get so many crops or other things. So that was beautiful, Sojourner. Sudeep, with her on a beautiful rainy day, and I really liked how you twisted the topic and brought out that it can be anyone. It can be a friend, it can be even it doesn't have to be her. It can be him for a girl, it can be him for a person who's interested in men. It doesn't matter. So I think that is where you brought out the message. Somewhere I felt that you started speaking about the benefits of rain, but benefits of rain was not the essence of the topic. So just consider that and see how you can derive the emotional impact of walking in the rain or spending the time with the loved one in the rain was what was desired. So that is what you could have talked about a little more. Adnan, your topic was how rainy do you want like your rainfall to be? And I understood what you meant. You said that when it's not hurting people, till then I want my rain to happen. So you have this very strong understanding and you have a strong stance on the topic, which is important. Some people say that I want this type also, that dilutes the essence, but you brought it out. What I was looking for was also how do you feel the other part, like when it is hurting people, is impacting you emotionally or impacts others? Have you had a personal experience with that? So you just spoke above the yellow green card. I think you could have gone to 2.5 minutes if you brought in a personal example and then reiterated your message. So Nikesh, you were the last speaker. You said childhood memories of rain, and you had a reference to Saujanya's speech, and then you talked about what you do when you were children, make paper boats, raise them, and enjoy time with the rain. So I liked your speech overall. You could have drawn a message out of it. I felt that your speech, though it is difficult, but to draw some nostalgic message that okay, somewhere revisiting our past memories helps us rejuvenate ourselves or something similar would have made a lot of impact. I think we have done the evaluation of the session as a whole. Now let me take the reports of our R counter, grammarian, then I'll hand over the podium to our listening master. So R counter Shoujonya, would you like to give your report?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. So I feel very contented because of the reigning medals. So just to give you an update, we have won another bronze medal in the wrestling, and we are also on to winning a medal in javelin throw. Currently, our Neeraj Chopra is leading the pack. So coming to the R counter, it definitely rained a lot, a total of 30 hours in the session. And coming to individually, Toastmaster Mehak was flawless. Toastmaster Renu was again flawless. Toastmaster Rajesh was flawless. Flawless in his filler words, but words like crutch words like all right and so were used once. Deepti was flawless, but crutch words like that was used once. Toastmaster Adnan used few hours, and crutch word like yeah was used twice. Our table topic master Saurabh used the word so thrice and once. In the table topics, Toastmaster Puneet used few hours and word the was used thrice. Guest Kanchan used few hours. Toastmaster Sudeep used the word so and I once. Toastmaster Nikesh used are twice and the word and was used once. Toastmaster Abhishek was flawless, and Toastmaster Uma Shankar used the word are once. I myself used are thrice, and DTM Rudro used are once. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Sojonyo. Now I would like to hand over the podium to our grammarian, and Adnan, you can resume the active listener role from there.
Right, let me first tell you my grammarian report. The word of the day was used by General Evaluator Rudra, Toastmaster Renu, Toastmaster Saurav, and Toastmaster Saujanya. Let me know if I'm missing anyone. So, okay. Here were some good usage of grammar. Toastmaster Renu said, I am not here to tell the saga of eternity of my death. And Toastmaster Deepti introduced us to the word procrastinating, which meant delaying. And table topic master Saurav introduced us. He used these two words, boon and bane. And at the bad usage, there was this sentence that this is the biggest example. It could have been said, this is the best example for this. So this was my grammarian report. And about the word of the day, content. Anyone else, if they want to use it now, you can give it a try. Anyone? Today's meeting had made me left with a feeling of contentment. All right. So if you don't want to try it, now I'm
I
going
want
to
to try.
start my role as the active listener. And I'll keep asking questions and just please answer them. All right. So my first question.
Adnan, DTM Rudro wants to try.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, sorry. I got an idea late, very late. So I said that the medal tally this year has made me very contented on the performance of India in the Olympics.
Absolutely perfect. So moving forward, my first question as the active listener. Who was the famous Bollywood actress Toastmaster Renu talked about in her speech?
Sridevi.
Yes, correct. My second question is, which famous song did Toastmaster Rajesh sing in his speech to explain the
Washing powder
importance
Nirma.
of branding? You have to sing it.
Washing powder Nirma, detergent किया Nirma, दूध सी सफेदी Nirma से आए, रंगीन कपड़े भी झिलमिल जाए, सबकी पसंद Nirma.
Perfect. We also got to know that you have a wonderful voice. So my next question is, what song did Toastmaster Deepti sing in his speech? You also need to sing that.
I
So
don't
raise
know
your
the
hand.
lyrics. I don't know the lyrics, but it was right here, right now.
Okay. So you just start singing, we will join you.
Right here, right now. Right here, right now.
We can
I
all.
also forgot the lyrics. Let's start again. Toastmaster Deepti will.
Yes, sure. Let's unmute everybody.
Let's unmute him.
Yes,
Right.
please unmute and open your videos.
Yes, open your videos. At least if you're singing, switch on your mics. Otherwise, we'll not know that you're singing. Okay, so let's start.
Yes, I'm opening my cheat sheet as well. Yes. So it says the lyrics are right here, right now. है खुशी का समा. Right here, right now. हम हैं इस पल जहां. Okay. Then भूल जाओ, मुस्कुराओ. रह ना जाए बात बाकी. Okay. 1, 2, 3, start.
Right now,
right now.
है खुशी
का
का
समा.
Right here,
right now.
हम हैं इस पल जहां.
यहाँ.
भूल जाओ.
रह ना जाए बात बाकी. Right here, right now.
All right, so it was fun.
Thank you.
Okay, my last question. You don't have to sing it, but if you want, you can. So, in today's meeting, who was so focused to his speech that he was compared to Buddha? Okay, Toastmaster Didi.
It was Toastmaster Rajesh.
Yes, exactly. By Toastmaster Umashankar is evaluator. So this was my report as the grammarian as well as the active listener. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. And what an active report by our active listener. He did not just give the report, but involved us in the activity. Thank you so much. And round of applause for all the auxiliary role players who did their work fantastically well. Next, now let us conclude the meeting. For that, I would invite our Toastmaster of the day again to bring the meeting to a close. Over to you, Mehak.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. That was really a descriptive and full of important think tank session. And now in the end, I would like to say that we have been through the three phases of the rain. First was of the full of happiness. Second one was of the full of glitches and hitches. And the third one was of to introspect. Now, while we come to the end, if you ask me, I believe that rain is a happiness that makes a desert speaker. It is when these magical drops come to our faces, like erase an array of emotions in us, deep inside us. Isn't it? Yes, it is. Now, at the end, I would like to say that everyone has their own way of spending this quality time, seeing rain and celebrating this. I would like to say a happy monsoon to all of you. Enjoy every bit of it. Thank you so much. Now, thank you so much for your participation. With this, I would like to hand over the virtual stage to the presiding officer. Toastmaster Ratan, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Mehak. It was a wonderful meeting by you, and you hosted it very well. So let me first show you the polls. You can vote one by one. Let me first, for the best evaluator, we have Toastmaster Abhishek, Toastmaster Uma Shankar, and Toastmaster Sudeep Kundu. So please vote for the best evaluator. All right, so then we are done with the voting, and now let's vote for the best auxiliary role. Here's the I'm launching the polls. And here is the last one for the best role player. Right, so we're done with the votes. Before announcing the votes, let me first take the guest feedback. We have Toastmaster Kanchan. Toastmaster Kanchan, how do you like the meeting? Anything you have to suggest?
Yeah, hello everyone. Yeah, meeting was very wonderful and I learned a lot you guys and I enjoy it a lot. And the topic was very interesting, really. And because of the topic of today is the topic of today it attracts me to attend the meeting as well. Yeah, thank you so much. It was very interesting meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kanchan. It was indeed our pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, guys, to all of you.
So, do we have any other guests? Toastmaster Umashankar, do you have any feedback on how you like the meeting?
Thanks a lot, Adnan. And yes, I was bluffing when I said that I have heard about the club for the first time. I am aware about the club and happy to be part of New Delhi Toastmaster Club's meeting every time. And I really love the enthu and the energy which you bring into the meeting. It's a good change. And yes, overall the quality of the speakers and evaluator today, and specifically when we have joint meetings, the members from other club, I really felt they are very good in terms of the kind of speeches, evaluation, table topic speakers. So really loved the meeting. It was good. Thank you, Adnan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Umashankar. Let's announce the best voting.
Toastmaster Adnan, sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
Am I
yes.
audible? We have also DTM Rudradev with us, who is our past division director. So can we have some few words from you also?
We have who?
Our past division director to DTM Rudradev Roy Chaudhary with us. So who's our general evaluator also. So he can give some of the feedback that how he liked the section also.
Yes. It was important to recognize him, and we didn't did it, but let's have him. Let's have his valuable feedback.
Thank you, Sudeep, for that. And don't worry, I am not a current district officer, so it's not important to recognize me. And yeah, you have already given a lot of feedback today, but I loved the session. So thank you for inviting me, Sudeep. Took the time to invite me today to the meeting, and I loved being part of this meeting. Over to you, Adnan and Sudeep. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rudra. You indeed gave us a very information feedback, and it was really helpful. I keep writing everything. It's safe here. You can see that diary, but it is there. So let's wait for 2 minutes. We need 2 minutes for, as Satyadan saying, is preparing the certificates for the best role players. And meanwhile, anything else?
Yes, meanwhile, Toastmaster Adnan, I would request Toastmaster Abhishek to kindly say some few words, as he was also joining the club from the One Cognizant Toastmasters Club. And so Toastmaster Abhishek, can we have some few words from you also, please, that how you like the session and sort of feedback from your end also?
Yes, please.
Okay, I was actually gearing up for the next meeting. So my virtual background was different. I'm just going to change it. Yeah, thanks Toastmaster Sudeep, and thanks Toastmaster Adnan. So it's a joint meeting between New Delhi and Infinity, and both the clubs are very close to my heart because I covered two important milestones in my Toastmasters journey. Once in New Delhi Toastmasters Club, where I delivered one of my last speeches in my first pathway. And Infinity is always special because of Toastmaster Sudeep. Thanks, Sudeep, for having me here. And every time I see you, I get so much inspired because when I started my journey as a Toastmaster, it was Sudeep who was my evaluator. It was Sudeep who used to be there in One Cognizant Toastmasters Club, and I learned a lot from him. I owe a lot to you, Sudeep. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters. I believe you have spoken many things from you, but I'm not sure how much I will agree on those things. But thank you so much for these beautiful words. So Toastmaster Adnan, you may carry on with the awards section. Thank you so much. You are on mute, Toastmaster Adnan.
Yeah, I would just say it was good to know that Abhishek had a connection with both the clubs.
I have a small surprise. Toastmaster
Perfect timing.
Yeah. So it's a small surprise for Toastmaster Adnan because I want to declare that he has been the NDTM Mike of the month, the Toastmaster of the month for the month of July. So please give him a loud applause for him because he has worked really hard and he is very, very supportive for all the backup role that he has performed. and for the attendance as well, because he was being regular for the month of July. And you could see today as well, he is performing 2 roles. So I think that that was very much commendable. So I would like to share the screen to my Toastmaster Adnan. You are the New Delhi Toastmasters Club, the Toastmaster of the month for the month of July. Thank you so much.
Wait, I didn't see you. Okay.
Would you like to say something?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehak. And in every meeting, I actually have to play 2 roles. And apart from that, also I'm the president. So it's really good to be appreciated for that. So thank you so much to the club and you.
Thank you so much. We will share the certificate soon.
Okay. So
I would request everyone if we can open your cameras or start the video so that I can take a picture.
Selfie. Yeah.
And also one more request to everyone, once this meeting gets over, whoever is a sport enthusiast or not, means please switch on your TV and motivate for our national heroes. And it will be a great honor to listen that Jana Gana Mana for almost after a decade. So I would request everyone to, because till now he is leading, and with finger crossed, I hope he gets gold medal.
Sure, we'll do it. So have you taken the selfie?
Yes, yes.
What is the score actually? What is how many meters he achieved?
87 meter, and right now he is still leading. And the world number 1 who has the best throw, he has till now he has reached only 82.
And then let's go there and watch it.
So I think he
he
exceeded.
Audience is not allowed.
He exceeded himself from the group stages. So that's a great achievement.
Yes.
Okay, so let me announce the awards first. Okay, so we have these certificates with Toastmaster DP will also send you as a PDF. So the best table topic speaker, who do you think? Any guesses? Anyone? Well, it's a tie. Okay, so don't have guesses. I'll just announce it if you want it without any excitement. Toastmasters Sudeep. And I decided we have a tie. Best table, second best table, not second one. Toastmasters Sojan here. So best evaluator. Who do you think it is? No more guesses.
Abhishek, Toastmaster Abhishek.
Okay, or more guesses?
Toastmaster Sudeep.
Okay.
Toastmaster Uma Shankar.
Okay, so now you have said the name of all of the 3. So it's most probably one of them. It is Toastmaster Abhishek Dutt. Then we have the best speaker of the day. Who do you think it is? A speaker? Guesses?
Right here, right now.
Toastmaster DP.
Well, that's undoubtedly correct. That is Toastmaster DP. Then we have the best auxiliary role player. We had 4 role players, but 3 contestants. So then you can take your name, make guesses.
You won.
Okay, I think you know. It is me. Okay, let me ask you one thing. When I put it down, can you guys see the name, or all this excitement is for nothing?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
already
Yes,
know.
yes,
We
we
can
can
see, we
see,
can
we
see.
can see.
Oh my God, I feel so stupid. All right, so we are left with one more role, the best role player of the day. You already know, or should I make
It's
it
raining.
big boss announcement?
It's
Big boss
raining
meeting.
today.
Yes, it is raining today, and it is Toastmaster of the day, Mac Kapoor. So guys, these were the awards, and these are the PDF certificates which Deepti will send you personally. And for now, let's adjourn the meeting. See you all next time. If Toastmaster, if the president Sudeep wants to say something, he can add anything you want. It was wonderful to have you, to have a meeting with the club, and there was a lot to learn in this meeting. So let's just adjourn the meeting and see you all next Saturday or any other time. In case you don't see me, goodbye, good morning, good evening, and good night.
Bye bye.